All right, everybody. Welcome to your weekly celebrity entrepreneur webinar. We need to do this thing, January 15, Magic Messenger webinar. Hey, cruising along. Now, a lot of people delegate their marketing. I don't think that's such a good idea, man. I don't think you want to delegate marketing. I really don't. Marketing is everything. Marketing is the most important thing. And at the end of the day, at the bottom line, they don't give a shit. They don't care about you. They're not going to really be invested in your marketing. No one is. Why should they be? They don't care. So you're paying them $9,000 a month to do your marketing. What do they give a shit? They don't. They really don't. Like my dad used to say, the father who raised me, he used to say to me, I'm your father. Who the hell else do you think really gives a shit about you? Nobody. Nobody really cares about your marketing. Nobody's going to help you. Nobody's going to do anything for you. Again, cruising through. I'm glad it's only January 15th and it is at the end of the month, because pretty soon it's going to be the end of the month. And then you're really going to be pissed off if you haven't booked yourself on a lot of stuff like Leon Bree. Leon Bree, you know, putting everybody to shame. Really? Leon Bree? Putting everybody to shame. But what I was talking about earlier was the marketing of what you do. And I really do believe that the marketing of what you do is 100 times more important than what you actually do. And, you know, you got Ed Bensinger. I see, Ed, you got a green screen behind you. Is that what you got going on? You could just shake your head. Yeah. That looks awesome. I see you must have seen Baroness Angelica's green screen last week and been jealous, so you put one up for yourself. That's good. It's good. But what I want to talk about is some stuff that has come up as a result of me doing my marketing, and as a result of me answering some questions. And you're going to see this kind of verbiage coming up in my marketing as we move forward. And I was thinking a lot about this because I remember when I was first getting into this world of being an expert, I remember I heard somebody say, and this is language that should be in my marketing too. So I'm going to write it down as I'm saying it. See, this is something that I heard when I was first starting out. They got me to spend money. : new paragraph. If you are an author and are tired of not having your books become bestsellers, not having people buy your books, not being able to make the impact and have the influence and derive the income that you want from your books, your written works, your blog posts, your written products and courses, I understand how you feel, and I have been there, and what I have found is the solution to that terrible reality, a solution that transforms the nightmare into a dream. And that is celebrity entrepreneurship. See, that's marketing language. That's me understanding what's going on inside the mind of the customer / client, because I've been there. And I think it makes it easier if you've been in the head of your client, because really you have to enter the conversation that's already going on in the head of the client. If you can enter the conversation that is going on in the head of the client, and you know where they're at, you know how they feel, you know their frustrations, and most specifically, you know their pain. If you can do that, then you can provide the solution to their pain, not just a Band-Aid. I see Dr. Minnie over here. Dr. Minnie doesn't prescribe Band-Aids. Dr. Minnie prescribes a solution. A client is not going to come to you for a Band-Aid. If they need a Band-Aid, they're going to go to the Walgreens on the corner and they could buy a box of Band-Aids. They don't need to hire a high-priced medical expert to prescribe to them a Band-Aid. What they need is a high-priced medical expert to say, hey, look, this is why you are bleeding. And instead of just putting a Band-Aid on the blood, let's stop the bleeding. Let's go to the root cause of why you have blood coming out of your skin, and let's fix the root cause and stop the bleeding, not just today, not just temporarily, but forever. That's what they want. Leon Breeze, 100% right. I know how you feel. I felt the same way. But what I found out is, it's a good way to put it. But what I found out is that templates, while they are good and helpful, are not the be all end all. If your solution sounds different than the template, but you know that the solution actually works, like I know what I talk about actually works, I don't need a template to talk about what I'm doing. Templates are good, but templates are not everything. Templates are a tool, a helping hand to get you going. But when you know that what you talk about is right, then you don't need no templates. I don't need no templates. I just need to talk. And that's exactly what I do. And what I was talking about earlier today, what I sent over to the marketing department, the quote unquote marketing department. For me, the marketing department is just executing. What I sent over to the marketing department is some language I want to hit on you guys with, because I believe that this is the real issue for my clients. Why do I believe that? Because I talk about it all the time. It's on every page of Celebrity Launchpad. I call it Who Am I? And what that really means is that there is a little voice deep down inside of you that you unfortunately are never going to get out of, never going to get rid of, never going to silence forever, 100%. Unfortunately, there is this little voice. And what does that voice say? The little voice says that I'm not enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not somebody enough. Who am I to think that I could do blah, 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 blah. And this is the real problem that people really have. And I really honestly believe, especially for you guys who are lucky enough to be here in the Celebrity Launchpad program, because the Celebrity Launchpad program is going to deliver more value for you than everything and anything. This is the difficult program. This is the advanced class. This is where the rubber meets the road, because this program requires the most initiative. See, you come and show up at the Dr. Oz event and you're going to go home with all the pictures. All you got to do is smile. You just got to show up, which is the least I can require to be able to succeed with my stuff. I cannot help you to succeed if you can't show up. All you got to do is show up and I can deliver success for you. But if you can't show up, what can I do? But on this program, you got to do more than just show up. On this program, not only do you have to show up on these webinars, but you got to show up in your own life on your own time when I'm not there, and you got to get on the phone and make calls, and you got to get on your email and send out a few emails. I know it's difficult to send out emails and make phone calls, but really, good golly, if you can't make a few phone calls or send out some emails, how do you stay in business? How do you make any money if you can't do that? You have to be able to do that. I got guys like Ed Bensinger making cold calls, booking himself on shows. I got Leon Bree making phone calls, booking himself on shows. Leon Bree is killing it. I got Danny DeNova making phone calls, booking herself on shows. And that's really what it takes, because ultimately, what this Celebrity Launchpad experience is going to deliver for you, it's going to deliver the holy grail that you really, really want. The holy grail that you really, really need. The holy grail that's going to make all the difference for you in your career and in your life. The holy grail is a feeling, a knowing that you are somebody. And that you don't need tools, you don't need tricks, you don't need systems, you don't need mechanisms, you don't need media, you don't need anything. All you need is you. All you need is you. You got to just show up. All you got to do is show up. At the base of it all, what I'm training you to do is to show up. Isn't that, it's just, I'm trying to really get my head around this in the right way, because I've never really looked at it like this before. What I said just a few minutes ago was, hey, the least I can ask you to do is show up. That's the most basic thing. You know how John Wooden, the coach, the famous basketball coach for UCLA, I believe it was, or USC, for UCLA, famous basketball coach, the greatest college basketball coach of all time. He starts off every single year's basketball team with the exact same thing. He teaches them how to put on their socks and sneakers correctly. That's where it all begins. Because if you can't put on the socks and sneakers correctly, you're going to get blisters and you're not going to be able to play. But what I said to you was, I said, hey, all I need you to do is show up. And you can win. That's where I want you to get to. That's where I've gotten to in the butter business. That's where I've gotten to in the celebrity business. That's where I've gotten to in sales. That's where I've gotten to as a speaker. I don't need anything. I don't need technology. I don't need anything. All I need to do is talk, flap my lips, and I'm going to win and go home with money. Why? Because all I have to do is show up. Like I said, the most basic thing I need you to do is show up. But when you get to all the way to my advanced top of the top, all you need to do is show up. This whole program is about showing up. Am I afraid that people are going to steal my business? No. You know why? Because they don't have me. I know that without me, it doesn't happen. Nothing happens. They can try to copy, but they can't even copy, because why? They don't have me. There's no way they're going to get me to show up for them. I only show up for me. I tell you what, I'm going to write it on a whole page right now. Here we go. I'm writing it on a whole page. Here it goes. Here's the pen. I'm writing a title. I don't know where this is going. Maybe it'll go nowhere. It could be a whole book. How to show up. That's what this is all about. How to show up. Because I know if I show up, I'm going to win. I know if I show up, I'm going to make money. I know if I show up, I'm going to have an impact. I know if I show up, I'm going to have influence. I know if I show up, I'm going to have income. I just have to show up. And that's where I want to get each of you to be. I want each of you to be where you not only can show up, but you want to show up because you know when you show up, you're going to win. See? Now, remember last week how much time I spent with Karen Malmeister? Let's see if she's on here. Not on the webinar, not showing up. Karen Malmeister booked herself on a show with her backpack segment, and here she is not here. Why? Because she couldn't show up for the cold calls. I said to her last week, next week, Karen, I want you to rehearse. I want you to be able to do the pitch good. And I want to have you at least have booked 2 more shows. And here she is, not on the webinar. Can't show up. Giving me all kinds of excuses about why she can't show up. Sending me text messages. Blah, 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 blah. Here, let me let you see that. Blah, 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 blah. This is not a program for excuses. This is a program for results. This is a program about results.
This is the second time I've been here. So I'm a really busy mom, busy schedule. So what makes someone do the same event twice? Results. This event gives you more transformation than anything else you're going to do. If you want to get booked on TV, if you want to be a celebrity, nobody can coach you like Clint can.
This is about results. And I only want people on here who are going to be getting results. I don't have a lot of time. I am not going to be doing this forever. And I want to work with people who are going to be superstars and make stuff happen, like Leon Bree is making it happen. Like Dr. Deb is making it happen. Girl did her 49th appearance. 49, right?
49.
49. How do you do it, Dr. Deb? I mean, you're a mom, a wife, a doctor, you're running your own practice, killing it, right? Killing it in your own practice, right?
It's going well. It's busy.
Yeah. How do you do it?
Yeah. It's a lot of work. And I try like once a week to sit down and send out, emails, but it's hard to come up with the segment ideas. And then when I do come up with the idea and do the research and figure it all out, and then you got to go shopping for the props and figure out what you want to say. So it really takes hours to get like a couple of minutes segments done. But it really multiplies. So now I have the producer who's 15 minutes from my house, and I can email her, and I'll email her on Sunday afternoon, and Monday morning I'll get an email, come on Wednesday. And then actually this time I was coming on Wednesday. So she said, Monday, come on Wednesday. Tuesday afternoon, she said, can you stay and do 2? And so I had to come up with a whole nother segment in less than 24 hours.
Hey, look, you
So
know,
I did.
the more you do that, the faster it's going to happen. I mean, here's how it should really go. You should just walk through the supermarket and pick stuff up, and that's your segment. Does that make sense? That makes a lot of sense, right?
Like showing this food is better for you and this one has pesticides or whatever it is, it doesn't matter.
It's kind of like, you know how when you walk through the produce section, you see what's in season, you just grab the stuff that looks fresh and ripe and is the cheapest because there's so much of it because it's in season right now. That's what you just do, right?
Actually, I got on the one where she called me to come on Wednesday. I sent her the email over the weekend because Ricky Lake, I saw something came up on my whatever that Ricky Lake was suffering with hair loss and she's cut off all her hair. So she's on Good Morning America and this and that and the other thing. And so I sent the message to the producer saying, hey, Ricky Lake's cut off all her hair. She's having hair loss. Do you want me to come on and talk about hair loss? And she said, great, Wednesday. And they showed all the stuff about Ricky Lake because she's on that Masked Singer or whatever, which is on their network.
You're really hitting on some really smart stuff here, Dr. Deb. How did you find out about Ricky Lake?
I don't know, somehow it just came across. I don't know, I was probably watching cat videos on YouTube and it popped up. I don't even remember. Somehow it just popped up in front of me.
I mean, you really have hit some really important stuff. Number one, you're paying attention to celebrities in the media. And what you were smart enough to seize upon is that, oh, wow, Ricky Lake is popping up in the news. Not only is Ricky Lake popping up in the news, Ricky Lake is also on a show on the same network as my producer who loves me. Have you been watching that network on TV?
I don't get TV.
That's okay. She's a mom. She's a doctor. She runs her own practice. She's done 49 TV appearances. You have somebody doing the work for you? Anybody doing these emails or booking? Nobody, right? Nobody. She does it all herself. She doesn't even have TV, and she's become a regular recurring guest on her local show. And you need, like, I tell you what, Dr. Deb, are you at the point where it's like every Sunday I send her an email and every Monday she says, great, come in on Wednesday?
Not every week, but I've done 3 episodes so far in 2020.
Sweetie, you need to be going on there every single week. Every Sunday, you need to have something for that lady.
Yes, it's getting harder to come up with the segments. Like I got to the point where I got a groove and it was easy to come up with something new, and it's getting harder now. Like I'm running out of my good ideas. So I'm right now, I haven't sent her an email yet this week because I'm at a loss. So I got to come up with some juice.
Okay. How do you come up with ideas for segments? That's really the question that she's asking. How do I continue to come up with fresh stuff for the producer who wants to keep bringing me in? And I'm telling you, you need to be going in there every week as much as you can. While you can, you got to make hay while the sun is shining, because I tell you what, the sun ain't going to shine forever. People change jobs, people get fired, producers get pregnant and go on maternity leave. It happens every week. It's a constant battle to get in studios. So if you got a good one, you got to hammer it while you can. You need to be looking at, hey, what are health segments on Good Morning America, health segments on the Today Show, medical segments on the Today Show, medical topics, trending medical topics, trending wellness topics. Here, let's take a look. This is so good. Such great stuff. You're so awesome. Trending health topics. Top health news. 10 health and wellness trends to know in 2020. Let's specify 2020. Trending health topics 2020. Plant-based products grow even bigger. Sleep as a priority. Wellness vacations. Hey, it's winter. What are you going to do? Where are you going to go for a wellness vacation to get out of the winter snow blahs? CBD foods, food waste utilization, millennial expectation, and changing kids' menus. These will be the biggest health trends of 2020. Running is back. Okay, so that's tips for healthy running. The war on sitting. Hello, have you done one on that yet? No. Tech-embedded home gyms. Okay, that's tech for your home workout, right? And it could be low tech for home workout and high tech home workouts. That's 2 segments for you, Dr. Deb. And what does that bring in? My favorite prop.
A trampoline.
That brings in cute Doc in spandex bouncing on a trampoline. Okay, my greatest moment. You should be doing that segment everywhere. The debate on gear-related technical doping. Big ag. Okay, that's like GMOs. Okay, that's a whole segment on GMOs. We'll continue to argue over minutia and miss the big picture. Interval workouts versus long distance. Which is better for you? Interval workouts or long distance, right? I mean, there's so many. More men will have female sports heroes. I predict a continuation of last year's sentiment that women are a lot like people. We will see a wave of men vocally supporting women's sports, sharing female sports heroes, and emphatically demanding everyone stop boxing in the potential reach of women athletes to only female fans. This massive tide of allyship will have a profound effect on the economics of women's sports. Megan Rapinoe and Sue Bird will parachute into the World Series mid-play and do an open arm salute. I don't know what that's really getting at, but you know, not everything's a winner. Sick of quantified self. The main trend I see continuing, since I think it's already underway, is a reversal of what happened in the last 2 decades. For a long time, mainstream fitness was training in your grungy gym with other human beings, everyone kind of struggling along together. During that period, fringe fitness was using fancy gadgets and devices and technologies to boost your training. And then sometime in the last few years, that completely flipped. Now mainstream is training with fancy gadgets, and only the fringe folks who are training in low-tech, grungy gyms.
So tech for fitness looks like it's a thing.
Yeah, 100%. Mindfulness. Have you done a mindfulness segment yet?
Well, I've done different ones on stress reduction and gratitude, but I got a Muse, which is a thing to help you meditate for Christmas, and I love it. So I could talk about that.
Great. So running will still continue to be big this year, especially going into an Olympic year. We'll also continue to see the rise of disciplines outside the fitness space, but still connected to it. Think mindfulness and recovery. These aren't fads and are truly here. Recovery, meaning cutting back on alcohol, right? Or eliminating alcohol, or eliminating drugs and marijuana. Have you done any segments on marijuana and marijuana legalization or CBD and cannabis?
Did vaping and how vaping cannabis is one of the things that's killing all the kids, but not so much on marijuana, alcohol, whatever.
More FaceTime and less FaceTime. See, that's reality. That's connecting with people versus connecting with them on screen like we're doing right here. This is a FaceTime. Aid health and wellness trends. You know, I think Kundalini yoga, holotropic breath work. What's that? Why pay for Xanax when you can chill out with this totally free alternative? We breathe all day long, but when you consciously focus on your breath and turn inward, the benefits are astounding. That's holotropic breath work. Working out from home. plant-based gains. What looks like meat, tastes like meat, but isn't meat. Have you done a segment on Impossible Burgers and the other alternatives to meat, plant-based meat alternatives as a lifestyle? Isn't that right up your alley? The need for Z's. And I'm not even advocating plant-based meat. I'm anti-plant-based meat. I believe plant-based meat is actually, I've read that it's, here, I want people to see me when I say this. I've read that plant-based meat is almost exactly dog food. Have you heard that? That's what I heard. Look at the ingredients on Fido's can. Look at the ingredients on the Impossible Burger. They're going to overlap, a lot of them. So I'm not in favor of Impossible Burger. I'm anti-impossible. Restorative biohacking. How about that? Have you done biohacking? No. Have you done bulletproof coffee?
No, but that would be a good one.
See? Doctor House Call. Telehealth services. Have you talked about that? Now look, you and I have had a long freaking conversation about how you need to be getting more into telemedicine. Haven't we talked about that? Freeing you up from geographic chains, making you show up in your office so that you could be on the beach in Phuket and still be making money. Haven't we talked about that?
We have. The problem is that the medical laws say that I have to have a license in the state the patient is, and there's a gray area over, am I practicing medicine or giving information?
Hey, well, if the patient comes into your office to initiate their patientness, is that enough?
I do it, but technically I could get in trouble if they live in Georgia and I live in North Carolina. I don't have a Georgia license. Technically, Georgia could say that I'm practicing medicine without a license. It's unlikely they would, but I don't want to lose my license. So
I get
people
it.
do it. It's going to happen eventually, but it's just tricky. And it's easier for people, like if you're a chiropractor, a naturopath, et cetera, where you're not prescribing anything, then I think it's easier to fall in the gray area. And I wouldn't be able to prescribe for people anyway, but I don't know.
Well, I mean, let's say you had a patient in Moscow who wanted you to be their telemedicine provider.
Yeah. And what people do is they just say they're giving education. They're not being your doctor. This is how people get around it. So.
Okay, so now you're a health educator or a health coach. I tell you what, you need to stop being afraid of telemedicine and embrace telemedicine.
But it's still trading my time, right? I don't have time to see more patients. I don't want to, like, that's what I don't want to do is see more patients. I got patients all day long. I'm trying to get out of that. I got my people, like I could have people see them, but I don't want to see them.
Fair enough. You could still do a segment on telemedicine.
Yes. I still could do telemedicine, but.
Shopping the perimeter for snacks. What about that?
That's a good one.
Yeah, you should ask the girl, woman, producer, whatever. Hey, you think we could go? You think you give me a camera crew and I could just go into the supermarket and show people how to shop the perimeter? But here we've gone to 3 different sites, looking for ideas.
Yeah.
Very little overlap.
Yeah.
How easy is that? But this is my point. My point is when you go into a supermarket and you go into the produce section, you don't have to think about what you're going to do. You just look and grab, and before you know it, there's dinner. And it makes perfect sense because it's the freshest stuff. It's the least expensive stuff. It's the best tasting stuff. It's the ripest stuff. It's the healthiest stuff, bursting with nutrients and nutrition because you know how to do that stuff. Well, look, my darling, you're only 49 segments into your career. You know how many segments I've written? I've written like, let's see, I'm 45 celebrity launch pads, 12 people minimum for each one, right? See what I mean?
Yeah, my brain's exploding. Yeah.
I've written like 500 segments. You've only done 49. And many of those have been the same ones over and over and over. You've only created a few segments. As you get to understand, as you get more experience creating your own segments, you'll be able to, like I said, just walk into a Walgreens and just see things there and be like, oh, I like this jar. I like this little pot. I like this bottle. I like this glass. And I need one more thing. What else could I bring in here? Oh, look at this dropper over here. Okay, this is the segment. See? Now, what's the segment? Well, first of all, this is how you use the glass to drink it. This is how you hydrate with a glass. That's really fantastic. Then you got this bottle that you can use for hydration. This bottle can be used in many different ways. First, you got to open the bottle. Then you can just slug directly from the bottle, or you can put it into this glass and be combining these two things together. I personally think it's more pleasant to drink from the glass than straight from the bottle, but it all depends on the circumstances. Then there's another thing about hydration that you need to know, and that is hydration, although you may want to do it in a glass, hydration can also come in the form of this little dropper. Maybe sometimes it's more advantageous to get your hydration just, 20 milliliters at a time. And then sometimes you have to have powdered hydration. Like, if they powdered water, what would you add, right? That's a funny Stephen Wright joke. You do get that as a joke, right, Dr. Deb? I got some powdered water, but I didn't know what to add. Get it?
Oh, water.
Yeah,
Okay.
right. But sometimes you're going to have a paste that's going to provide your hydration. Like if you're in NASA's using these hydration pastes, which are very innovative tech. This is a tech alternative to traditional old school hydration from a bottle or a glass, see? And then there's even one more type of hydration that people should be thinking of, and that is hydration in the form of a capsule. This is a slow release type of hydration. See, there I just did a whole segment on hydration with some props that just happen to be on my desk. Yes? That's where you need to be going. And I remember when I was doing a titanium coaching day with, by the way, I really want to get to Dr. Minnie. I hope she's still on this webinar. I really want to get to Dr. Minnie. I saw her packing up a suitcase. I want to go over her segment from Sacramento. Good. Segment number 2. That's what we're going to go to next. But I remember I was putting together a segment with a titanium client, and that's exactly what we did. We walked into the Walgreens, and it was a segment on quitting. It was on New Year's resolutions for this doctor. And I said, hey, what I want you to do is I want you to take this bag of potato chips, and this is about losing weight. And I want you to take the bag of potato chips, and I want you to put it on the ground, and I want you to jump and pop it. Smash the bag of potato chips by popping it. And it'll make a loud noise. That's what we really want. It's a pattern interrupt, because who the hell has ever seen anybody just jump on a bag of potato chips and pop it? And it'll make a big pop. That just came from walking into a Walgreens. See what I'm saying? Yep. Good. I hope this was helpful.
It was helpful because I was feeling like stuck to try to come up with something, but now I'll just go and pull stuff up on the computer and there's like 10 ideas.
100, yeah, a million ideas.
Yeah.
Good. Very good.
Thank you.
All right, very good. Well, look, I see Dr. Minnie walking. Where the hell are you going, Dr. Minnie? I can't hear you. Hold on.
Watch the rest from home.
Watch the rest from home. But it's time to go to you now to go over your segment.
Yeah, was trying to put it in the chat box. I have the links.
Good. Can you put it in the chat and I'll watch it?
Yeah.
You should sit down and pay attention.
Yeah. Okay, I will sit in my car and then I can do it.
You should pay attention because I'm going to give you some direct coaching.
Okay, I will pay attention. So let me just go to my car and open my laptop. Are you going to make fun of me?
You know it. What else would be fun? I need to have some fun. Hey, while you're getting ready, I want to go to Danny DeNovo and I want to hear Danny DeNovo. Unmute. Danny.
Yes.
Where are we at? Where are you at?
I got 3 books.
What?
Yeah.
How many calls have you made?
Oh, a lot. I mean, 20, 25.
20, 25 calls. How many producers did you actually talk to?
8.
You spoke to 8 and you have 3 bookings. You're doing fantastic, man.
Yeah. It's been going well so far, I guess. If you're happy, I'm happy.
Oh yeah, I'm very happy. That's great results, man. Now you need to start going in the studios and getting on the shows and experiencing that part of the whole transformation.
Yeah.
When is your first appearance going to happen?
Right now, not till later in February.
Later in February. Good.
Yeah.
Just stay on the phone and keep booking them. Look, what I thought about in this whole thing. Remember I was talking about how you have this little voice that's going to say you're not enough, you're nobody special. Why should people give you a lot of money? Why should people buy your book? Why should people hire you? That's the problem.
Yeah.
And the antidote for all of that is this, because I guarantee you, when you have done 49 television appearances, you are going to feel different. Can I get an amen from Dr. Deb?
Amen.
Are you a completely different person than you were 49 TV appearances ago?
I am a completely different person, but even more than that, other people think that I am a different person. People think of me differently.
How do you think of yourself as differently?
Yes,
how do you feel about yourself? Could you vocalize how you feel like you are different?
I feel a lot more confident. I used to sort of be afraid to be put on the spot and given a microphone, and now I'm elbowing people out of the way to grab the microphone. I feel like I have things to say that are important because when I do say them, I get feedback. So it makes me feel more bold to go out and do things that previously I wouldn't have thought that I either could do or would have been appropriate to do, or so it has made me a lot more courageous.
Fantastic. Courageous. I love that. How about your closing ratios? Have your closing ratios improved?
The closing ratios have improved a lot.
A lot?
Yeah.
Have you quantified that? Is there a number attached to a lot?
Well, I don't know if I can put a number, but from a couple of years ago, the rates have gone up quite a lot, and the charge has gone up quite a lot, and the closing rate has gone up quite a lot. And I think part of it is because before they ever get to me, they come to me knowing that I'm not the same as all the other doctors down the street.
They come to you knowing that when they get to sit in your presence, they already feel like you are somebody special.
Right.
Right? Okay. Have you doubled your rates? How much is a lot?
I'm trying to think back to 2 years ago. So probably not double, but probably up by 30%.
Rates are up by 30%, and closing percentage is up by how much?
I don't know. Before it was pretty good before. So probably the closing rates were 75% and now they're 90%.
Okay, great. And revenues have gone from 6 figures to 7 figures?
Yes.
Is that
Yes.
right?
Mhm.
Good. How does that feel?
Good.
And do you feel confident that you're going to be able to maintain this, or is this a blip?
This is definitely not a blip. This is just this is just en route.
That's what happens when you've done 49 TV appearances and you've spoken at Harvard and you've spoken at NASDAQ. And where else have you gone?
I guess,
Anywhere else?
yeah, I guess those are the two places that I've spoken.
Okay.
But can I just say about Jimmy Carter? Because when you put the call out for Jimmy Carter, we only had a few weeks. And to me, that was like one of the most impactful things that I've ever done, just personally, because he was so impressive. And it would have been so easy not to go. And right, if I missed it the first time, I didn't know there was going to be a second time. And then the second time was what it was. And so that was a really important learn, because you kept telling us, right, just do it, don't miss out, just say yes. And so I'm so grateful that I did it, that experience is going to make me not say no in the future. I will keep saying yes, because I could have missed that.
You definitely could. And you know, meeting someone like Jimmy Carter and Suzanne Summers and Martha Stewart and Ice-T and Coco and Caitlin. Were you there for Caitlin?
I couldn't
You
be
weren't
there.
there for Caitlin? Who else? Anybody else? Jerry from Ben and Jerry's.
Jerry from Ben and Jerry's.
Okay, and then coming up, Dr. Oz, right?
Yeah.
Those experiences transform you also, right?
Yes.
See, this is the thing. This is what I'm trying to tell people. When you do all the stuff that I make you do, it changes you forever.
Yes.
And you will no longer believe that this is luck or a blip or it's going to go away. You will believe that you are enough. You will believe that you are somebody special. You are going to believe that you deserve it, that you deserve high prices, that you deserve the clients, you deserve the deals, you deserve the contracts, you deserve the lifestyle, the vacations,
Yes.
the great relationship with your spouse.
And having more fun, because I remember asking you whether, like, when I was talking loud and all that, whether it was too much because it didn't feel appropriate for a doctor to be, forget the trampoline, whether we would have never gone to the trampoline at that point. But I feel like I have permission to have more fun.
You have permission to be all that you can be, my dear. As big as you can be. That's really what you have permission to be. You have permission to be as big as you can be. And that is what this is all about. Very good. I see Dr. Minnie has managed to put her video in the chat. Let's see if we can pop it up here. Sorry, we could not find that page. That's what it says. I'll try the next one. Maybe this one will pop up. Nope, sorry, we cannot find that page. KTXL Spice for Life. Let's see if I can just find that. KTXL Spice for Life. And by the way, Dr. Minnie, this should not be on Vimeo. This should be on YouTube. Your videos should be on YouTube. I'm not finding it.
Isn't that it on spices and herbs to benefit your health?
This one? Ah, there it is. Thank you. Spices and herbs to benefit your health. See, this is why it needs to be on YouTube, not on Vimeo. Why the hell are you sending me Vimeo links? I know I'm not hearing you, and I don't want to hear excuses. It needs to be on YouTube. Now I got to be looking for it.
I thought we could do it on Vimeo because it was written on in the email. So
Yeah,
that's
it should be on Vimeo, but look, Vimeo is a backup.
okay.
Vimeo is where you put your stuff to back it up so that if YouTube ever deactivates your account, then you will have a backup on Vimeo. But you're only getting value by putting stuff on YouTube. The only place people can find stuff is when it's on YouTube. Habits to keep you healthy. Is that you?
Oh,
No.
next one. Scroll. Yeah, there.
There we are. All right. And there it's not there. Oh, here it is. Good, you took the lids off.
This is where
now I
your
see we have to
carefree
watch a
spirit
commercial.
gets kicked into high gear. Where good times.
I saw you took the lid off.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
You see how it's better? We can actually see in the freaking jars. What good is a jar? I don't want to look in a jar.
More cars hitting the road. We'll have a check on your traffic in just a couple minutes. All right, heading into 2020, if you're looking for a couple ways to spice up your life, we have some little.
First of all, I want to stop right here. First of all, I want to say, holy shit, Dr. Minnie, you're like a supermodel there.
Really?
Really? You look like a freaking supermodel. Oh my God, your hair is gorgeous. Your beautiful white teeth, your brand new beautiful white teeth are freaking beautiful. Look at you. Your husband must be freaking out. Is he?
He is happy, yeah, with the results, yes.
Oh, he's very happy. He's got a freaking supermodel wife now. In an Indian sari, you look like $1 million. Jesus, beautiful. Way to go. Congratulations. Way to execute. And I got to say, look, guys, you don't know this. Dr. Minnie has a whole mouthful of brand new freaking teeth. If you don't think that takes courage, if you don't think that that's scary, then you've never done any plastic surgery, because plastic surgery requires commitment and courage, because it's scary to go under the knife. It's scary to be bleeding and having people cutting you apart and moving shit around on you and putting new stuff, installing new things into you. It's scary, and I know how that feels, and I am proud of you, Dr. Minnie. You have got a lot of freaking courage to do what you do, and you know what? I believe, I hope and pray that you're feeling like it's worth it. Yes?
It is, yeah. Now, of course, after all the pain and everything is gone now. So, yeah, much better. But, you know, I had a accident due to my sports, and that's how I lost a lot of teeth.
Yeah, well, you look amazing. Your hair and your teeth and everything about you. Your arms, you're in good shape. I know you're out there running every morning to stay in good shape. It's paying off. Look at you. Let's continue. Oh, and by the way, I love how you went like that. That was really good. This is what I want. I want to see empty hands from you people when you're on TV. Empty hands.
Spices here that can take your health goals to the next level. So we're here with Dr. Minnie Malhotra, who wrote the book Spice for Life. We're excited to have her in studio, and we're going to get right to it. So the first spice we're talking about is one that I think a lot of
Dr.
people...
Minnie, why are you holding your hands like this?
I did, yeah, that was only that time. Yeah, but I should have.
Oh, only that time. Yes. Okay.
Go-to. It's their go-to spice for health benefits.
Exactly. So turmeric is one of the spices that has gained a lot of popularity, and coming from an Indian background and ancestry, I have been using spices to be healthy, to prevent diseases, and I'm here to say that there are 5 delicious, easy spices every American can add to their daily diet to prevent diseases and stay healthy and have the spice for life.
Yes.
So the first spice is turmeric, as we said. If you're not going to use it in curries and pastes, it has anti-inflammatory properties. Actually, it is more potent than ibuprofen and
Wow.
aspirin. It has anti-cancer benefits. It can change gene expression. So I use it as a golden paste.
Okay.
I take 2 tablespoons of turmeric powder. I mix it in some water, saute it in some clarified butter or
Ooh.
ghee. Add a teaspoon of freshly ground black pepper, and voila, I have this jar that will last me a month.
Do you eat this by itself? What do you add this to?
So what I do is I take about I can take a teaspoon, but usually, I recommend, adding a little bit to some almond milk or coconut milk.
Okay.
And then,
just a little drink.
just a little
Start
drink.
your day.
Start your day. And would you like to try some?
Okay, all right. Oh, it's nice.
Yeah,
it's
it's
very
nice.
light. It
It's
has a
very
little
light.
bit of that earth taste, but
Yeah.
it's nice. Okay, so
And-
what's our next spice?
The next spice for life is cumin.
Okay.
It has properties to prevent
All right.
allergies,
So
asthma.
you
it's
see,
great-
you see that there is a problem here.
Yeah.
The problem is that you can't see the demonstration area because it's hidden by your jars.
Okay.
All right. You have to understand that television is all about the visual. And your little demo is blocking your demo.
Okay.
All right. Now, what does that mean? Hey, you've got your jars. Why do they, first of all, why are the jars on that little tray? Why is that tray there?
For convenience, I thought everything will be in one place, and
Get that tray out of there. That tray's not part of the demo. I never told you to have a tray like that.
okay, I had it in my, the pitch, so that's why I put it. But
You
that-
had a tray when you were at Celebrity Launchpad so that you could walk in and out of the seat with all your props on a tray and be in and out quick. But that's not what we're doing here. What we're doing here is you're doing a demo. Get the tray. Anything on screen should be relevant. That tray is not relevant. That tray is causing problems. It's distracting. Get it out.
Okay.
All right. Now, push all those jars to the front of the table and get some workspace. You don't have any workspace.
Okay.
Okay.
Your digestive system, it has a great nutty flavor. I use it, and on my yogurt, I roast it and grind it
Okay.
in a powder, and I sprinkle it on my yogurt, and my morning is spicy. So this is the second spice for life. The third
Okay.
spice for life is
Here's
garam
another thing that I
masala.
want you to do. Okay. As you're working your way through this demo, okay, here is the first spice for life, which is curcumin, right? Now, I'm putting it, I'm trying to make it so you can see this, but you can't. Here's the first spice for life. It's the curcumin. Boom. Now, you're going to pick it up and you're going to move it
The side.
from where it is in the row of spices. You're going to move it and put it on the other side of the table because you're done with this spice already.
Okay.
You're already done. And then now you have room to do your demo more clearly. Now, what do? I take a little bit of this teaspoon of it, and I mix it into some almond milk, and here you go. And you hand it to the girl, and what's she gonna do? She's gonna put it right behind the curcumin. She's gonna put it right on the other side. Now it's out of the way. You know that one's already done. Now there's only 4 left on this side. Does that
Okay.
make sense?
Okay. Uh-huh.
So now you go to the next spice. The next spice is whatever it is. And you're going to do the demo. Hey, this is another problem that's wrong. Notice when you already have your yogurt, you already sprinkled your yogurt with what it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because, in the last segment, she didn't give me any time and I was rushed so much. So I wanted to talk about the spices. So I thought if I have it before, then it will save me some little bit of time.
All right, well, let me tell you how it's supposed to be. How it's supposed to be is that when you have the second one, now the second one is called what?
Cumin.
Cumin, okay? The second one, all you do with the cumin, what I like to do is I have a bowl of yogurt for breakfast every morning, and all I do is I go into the cumin and I take a little pinch and I sprinkle it on the yogurt.
Okay.
And then you show that to the camera.
Okay.
And you're talking the whole time. You need to be talking and demonstrating at the same time.
Okay.
That was my problem. Like with this segment that you were doing, you spent too much time talking before you got to the demo. You should have been at the demo like a minute and 15 seconds in. You should have already been taking this teaspoon of it and mixing it in.
Okay.
Okay? Let's continue.
This is actually a blend of bay leaves, cardamom, cinnamon.
I can smell this one, yes.
And this is found in every Indian household. But if you're not going to make those curries, I would recommend using it as a marinade for your barbecue meats.
Yes.
Wow, delicious.
Mwah.
The fourth spice for life is fenugreek seed. It has unique properties to lower your blood sugar. It's great for diabetics. It can cleanse your liver. It can balance your hormones. I put it in a smoothie.
Okay, like a green smoothie here.
Green smoothie or any kind of smoothie. And would you like to taste
Yes,
some?
I'll try it. Oh, this smoothie is good. What is in this?
It has kale, it has green apple, celery,
I'm not a big fan of the green juice usually, but this one, I got to get the recipe from you. Okay, so what's our fifth and final spice for life?
The fifth and final spice for life is fennel seeds. Now, as a part of the ancient Indian tradition, we choose some fennel seeds after every meal so that our breath is fresh and our digestive system keeps going. It's also available as a unique candy. You get this fennel candy in the Indian stores.
I can get on board with that.
Yes, so this has a great taste.
Okay, just take a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like a little mint almost.
It gives you that tinkle and, it gives you that sparkle in your mouth and you've had a spice and you've improved your health.
It almost tastes like a Good and Plenty.
Yes.
Yeah. So when you get these at an Indian store, is that a good place to go to?
Yes, an Indian store. I think you should be able to get it in some, grocery stores which cater to Indians or, which have but I think it should be available. So these are the 5 spices I've been using in my daily life, and it gives me energy. It spices up my life, and I'm sure it will help your audience also with their health benefits.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Minnie Malhotra, for being with us this morning. Richard, we'll send it back to you.
Olivia, thanks. The spice of life there. All right. Take a look at traffic this morning. You can see I-5 as it winds.
Very nice. How do you feel about that, Dr. Minnie?
I feel really confident.
Feel confident?
I got a feel of it. I have done 2 segments, but I still feel a lot of difference in my own personality and my self-confidence, and it's really, and actually it helped me even with my speech in my seminars, because I felt I had become somebody going on TV.
That's fantastic. Now, imagine if you did 40 more of those TV appearances. All you've done is 2. When's your next one? Do you know?
Yeah, it's on 29th.
Great. I mean, you got to go out and do more. If you want to be more, you got to do more. And if you do more and be more, then you will have more.
No, I am going to do more. I'm going to do 20 is my goal this year, 20 plus, but
good.
Wherever I go, I'm going to try. Wherever I travel, I'm going to try and book myself.
Yeah. If you're already going to be someplace, then it should be easy for you to get on shows. First of all, you don't have to be beautiful to get on TV, but if you are, it helps. You don't have to be a woman to get on TV, but if you are, it helps. And you don't have to be of color. Someone who is contributing diversity to these shows, but if you can contribute diversity, it definitely helps. So you have nothing but clear sailing ahead of you, Dr. Minnie. You are limited only by your own ambition and desire to make it happen. This is what I told Danny DeNova. I said, Danny, here's the bad news. The bad news is you are limited by your own level of desire. Once you have the power to do this, there's nothing that can hold you back except you. And I'm very proud of everybody on this webinar. Look, I got Ed Bensinger on here. Ed, how many shows have you booked off cold calls in the last couple weeks?
2.
2. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Including a top 10 market.
Yeah, I got Atlanta.
Way to go, baby. That's the way to go. I love it. Okay. So there's Ed Bensinger. And then who else we got here who's booked some cold calls? Then we got Danny. We spoke to her. She's booked 3. Then I know Dave Nasani. He booked himself in Santa Barbara. That's fantastic. Then we go to Leon Bree. Hey, Leon, superstar, are you there? Are you still there, Leon?
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear?
Cool, I got you. How many cold calls have you booked now?
1, 2, probably 8 to 10. Probably 8, 9, 10, 8 to 10.
Great. So you got a media tour coming up. How many appearances are going to be on that media tour?
5.
Fantastic. And
5,
what did
6.
I tell you? I told you this was going to work. Is it working?
Yeah, that's exactly what you teach. Isn't this what you teach? All I do is just apply what you've taught me.
Yeah, but you know, it's more than that. Look, Leon, you and I had a conversation at the end of your Celebrity Launchpad, and I said, look, Leon, if you do this, it will work. If you do this, you are going to get everything that you are looking for. And here you are doing it. And my point is that even every step along the way is going to contribute to your success and you achieving what you want. What you want is to feel like you're somebody special. What you want is to feel like you can do things and make things happen. What you want is to feel like you are persuasive and confident and have more courage. Are you gaining all of those things?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's why I keep doing it.
And success feeds upon success. Nothing succeeds like success. The more success you have, the more success you'll have, especially in this arena where you can use the success that you're achieving in order to build more success. So for example, let me just pull up some stuff that Leon has been doing. All right. Facebook. I love how Leon's posting. Leon Bree. There he is. I love how Leon is posting stuff like this, okay? This I love. National Media Tour. San Jose, Albuquerque, Denver, Houston, Tulsa, El Paso. What are you doing in Albuquerque, by the way? Where are you going to be there?
New Mexico Living. It's a show.
So that's on Fox.
I think so.
And
I don't remember exactly.
Who booked you on that? Chad?
Who's Chad? No.
Chad's the host of that show. Who booked you on that?
I don't remember. Flavia. Her name is Flavia.
Flavia.
Yes.
New Mexico Living. Very interesting. Very good. That's a good one. See, he's posting this media tour. Now, when you're making more calls, like for example, in Tulsa, Oklahoma, what are you going to be on in Tulsa, Oklahoma?
Tulsa, Oklahoma. Good Day, Tulsa.
Good Day, Tulsa. You know, there's another show in Tulsa.
Yes. I tried to get it. I mean, I'm going to be on. Yes, I tried to get it, but I got another one on El Paso. That's why I didn't go for it.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, but you know, you could do another show in Tulsa on January 20th. This is what your conversation should be like when you call up the producer who books guests on the other show in Tulsa. You're going to say, hello, are you the producer who books the guests? Yes. Oh, fantastic. You're just the person I need to talk to. My name is Leon Bree. I am one of the hottest guests on local TV in America right now. I'm doing a 10-city national media tour. As a matter of fact, I'm already booked on Good Day Tulsa. on January 20th, and I was wondering if I could come in and be on your show and share this valuable information with your audience, either before that show or later on in the day. I need to be in El Paso on the 21st, and I'll be on Houston the day before. So is there anything we could do on the 20th to make this happen for your audience? See that?
Yes. I thought we're not supposed to tell them that we're going to be on another show.
No,
That's why
that is
I didn't do that.
incorrect. That is incorrect. You are supposed to tell them that you are going to be on another show, to use the other show so that you can get more bookings. Because
I see.
if you've already been approved by their competition, then some of these idiots are going to want to scoop their competition. Some of these idiots are going to feel like, oh, well, he's already going to be on there 10 o'clock. I know Good Day Tulsa is at 10 a.m. I'm going to get him in here and have him on at 6:30 a.m. So I got him first and I scooped the competition. That's the stupid way to think about it. The smart way to think about it is, oh, well, that sounds great, Leon. What time are you going to be on Good Day Tulsa? Oh, you're going to be on at 7 a.m.? Fantastic. Why don't you come over to our studio? We'll put you on at 8:30. Because what they don't realize is that, what they're not smart enough to realize is that once you go on Good Day Tulsa, that makes you the most famous person in Tulsa. And if they can have the most famous person in Tulsa on their show, courtesy of their competition, the competition already made you famous. Now they get to exploit your fame by having the most famous guy in Tulsa on the show.
Right the wave, yes.
All right?
Yep.
Very good. Very good. That's the way you use publicity, success. That's how you use success to breed more success. Make sense?
Yes, exactly. Thank you very much.
Very good. All right, I want to go to Will Nobles. I see Billy Nobles has got a clip. What do we got here? Billy Nobles, WUSA.
If you don't stop.
Here's Billy Nobles' clip from WUSA.
Oh, stop. Everybody's going to start calling me that. I spent years.
Some scrutiny as of late with the home monitoring company Ring firing several employees who were reportedly accessing customers' videos beyond the scope of their jobs, and hackers monitoring homeowners' cameras and microphones, even engaging with them. And if that wasn't enough, last month the FBI issued a warning that your smart TV may be spying on you.
This is all too much right now. It is easy to be exposed via these smart devices, but our next guest says it is also just as easy to protect yourself. So here to help us weigh if the convenience of smart home devices outweighs the security risk of being hacked, we have a cybersecurity expert, Will Nobles. Will, please calm my nerves after hearing that. That's terrifying, but we all have these devices in our houses.
You know, 68% of homeowners think smart homes will be as more popular as smartphones.
All right, now a question for you. Are you really this low energy, or is this just signal loss? Because you sound like you're half asleep in this show.
Every show that I do, I sound like that, but I am talking loud. I'm talking just as loud as she is. I don't know if they've got mic or what, but I'm talking just as loud as she is. Just as loud as I'm talking now.
Yeah. That's wild. All right. Well, let's continue. Oh, and by the way, one more thing. I don't like when people say, thanks for having me. What I like is, hey, it's so great to be with you guys here today. Something like that. Okay? All right, let's continue.
In 10 years. Think about 20 years ago. We didn't think about a smart home. You know, the convenience that you have with these, like the Ring doorbell, you can just press a button. When someone rings, goes to your doorbell, you can see it on your phone no matter where you're at in the country. So the convenience, the accessibility, I can take and access my security camera system remotely. I can change the temperature in my house. So the convenience, accessibility is all there. For you to have, but there is risk.
There is a risk. Yeah. Okay. So we've seen a lot with Ring in the news a lot, but with any of these, what do we need to know to protect ourselves?
So the number one thing is, I bet you did not read the terms and conditions. Yes.
Plug it in, get going.
Yeah.
It's crazy. The terms and conditions that, you know, even Apple has in their iTunes, that you cannot start a nuclear war or use it as a nuclear weapon. It's crazy. It's crazy that the terms and conditions. So definitely read the terms and conditions. You don't have much of a choice when you're going with these vendors because they're not going to change it for you. But make sure you read those. That's very important to read.
Are they actually listening to us, these devices?
Yes, think about it. If you've got Facebook and or any Apple device or any smart device, if you're sitting by the pool and you say, I really wish I had an ice maker out by the pool, and the next thing you know, that afternoon, ice makers are showing up on Facebook ads. Yes, they are listening to you. It does not happen by chance. And your Alexa at your home is listening to everything. Now you can delete the recordings, but it is listening to you for sure.
Can you turn off that option, or no? If you have it,
you can turn off the iPhone does have options to turn off, and Androids as well to turn off the listening feature. But then you lose a lot of the features that you want to use.
To just be able to yell out a question.
Yes, it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. And then with, I've heard a lot too about whatever Wi-Fi you're connected up to, right? I mean, especially we've heard that with the Ring, like maybe you're on more of a public Wi-Fi or your Wi-Fi isn't password protected.
Yeah.
What do we do there?
Some of the things that you want to do is to make sure to protect yourself is change that default password. When you get a new device, no matter what kind of device it is, change that default password, as well as separating the Wi-Fi. So the Wi-Fi that you use for your computers and the Wi-Fi that you use for your smart home devices should be separate, because it's easy. I can take and come and hack this smoke detector here and jump over to your laptop and steal your data on a laptop. The information on that smoke detector doesn't matter to a hacker. It's the information they can get to. Think about these are little computers that are sitting at your house.
And these are easier to hack than getting into your laptop.
They're still, every device is hard to hack. But hacking to a laptop is still a lot easier than getting into these devices. But like even with this
Just
device,
to get on the
even with
Wi-Fi.
this device here, I can plug into the back of it. And make sure you buy these from a reputable dealer, because I can plug in, upload code to this, you go install it in your house, and then I have full access to the rest of your house.
It's
So you
all
want to make sure you do
connected.
that. Yes.
This is the world we're living in. But we're talking about the negatives and maybe the possibilities, but they also provide so many positive aspects to our lives.
Yes. And nothing bad. I have every one of these at my house, and more. Okay.
Right.
So even this device here, I actually called 2 people trying to break into our vehicles about 2 months ago. And the Ring floodlight cam picked it up, came on, started recording. I was able to give that to the police. So
This is your video. This
yes,
is your car.
This
Oh,
is
wow.
my car. And you see the guy walking up here. So yes, it is definitely good to have. You see,
That's
they
scary.
go to
That's
the
true.
Suburban and then they walk around to the truck and try to get into that as well. Now, but that thing is, I would not have known that if I didn't have the camera. So these are all good devices, but you got to make sure we use them properly.
And I guess then you have some sense of like, okay, I know what's happening around my house at all times.
Yes,
Especially
that
if
is
you have
very
maybe
true.
kids at home or something too.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
well, thank you.
Yeah, no Thank problem. you. Thank you.
Calm, are you a little calmer now, Ellen?
I got a lot of work to do when I get home.
All right, very good. How'd you feel about that one, Will?
I feel a lot better about it before I just watched it. I think it was my first time using props, and I think it was pretty cool the first time using props. So it helps the conversation.
Are you understanding the deficiency of your props? Because your segment was very, very just talky. Now we watched Dr. Minnie's use of props, how she's interacting with the props. She's having the host do stuff with the props. The problem with your props is that they're not action-oriented props. And, they use 2 video segments as B-roll to try to add some action to this. But I can understand the frustration of the producer in that it would be better if you had a segment that was more action-oriented with these props.
And we talked about this, but yes, I agree. I just got to figure out how to, in the time frame, to be able to make it action oriented.
All right. Well, how about this? How about if you had a controller in your house, like you had look, so here we are. Like you got a video camera in your house that's all set up so you can observe your living room. And then on your phone, you also have a button where you can push the button and turn the lights on or off. Now you could do an actual demo on screen and say, hey, look, This is my living room at home. And here I am turning the lights on and off.
Yeah, I could definitely do a live demo like that, man, because my whole house is smartified, I guess you want to call it.
Let's add that on to your demo, Will.
Okay.
Because at least now we got some action. And you need to tell the producer, hey, look, we need to have you zoom in on my phone because I'm going to do a live demo of me turning the lights on and off in my living room. This is part of my convenience. This is part of my money savings. This is part of my safety. All three of those are accomplished by me being able to turn the lights on and off. What else can I do? I can also monitor my stove and see, you ever leave the house and be wondering, oh my gosh, did I turn the stove off? Well, here is my stove hooked up to my smart home controller. And here I can see for a fact that my stove is off, giving me peace of mind and safety. Let's add that onto your demo, okay?
Yeah, that's easy enough.
Very good, love it. How many appearances have you done now altogether, Will?
We were just 16.
16?
Yep.
Wow, congratulations. You know, look, there's something about you when you go on these shows. Number one, you're a good looking guy. You got good clothes that show up nice on TV, bright colors. I like that a lot. And you just have this sense of calm about you. Like like some kind of a confident, you're like a confident Bubba. That's what you are. It's good. It's very good. Congratulations. Keep up the good work. Pretty soon you're going to be a member of the 21 Club, and we're going to go have a nice lunch at the 21 Club in New York.
By the end of February, I'll be there.
All right. I love it. All right. Well, thank you, Will. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
For the right name.
Yeah, I got it. I got it. Hey, let's go to Ed Bensinger now. Ed's got a clip. Let's see what we got for Ed.
This is NBC Palm Springs.
Remember that song from Rockwell, Somebody's Watching Me? It's probably truer than you might think. Through small, undetected cameras, spies and hackers will try to get you this year. IT expert Ed Bensinger has spent more than 2 decades helping prevent some of America's largest companies from being hacked. He's here with some ways that you can be proactive in protecting yourself. This is very scary, I gotta tell you.
It's very scary. Hidden cameras are being found everywhere. Airbnbs, hotel rooms, dressing rooms, public restrooms. They're just everywhere. Just because you're in a room alone, assume you're still being watched. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Just assume it.
You've got some actually proof that you can put a camera really anywhere.
Ed Bensinger, who the hell are you, and what did you do with that guy I used to know named Ed Bensinger?
Well, hopefully he's in the past.
That was a really
Try to
great,
keep evolving.
really great intro there. Really good mount to this segment, Ed. You just jumped right on it. You didn't say, here's what I love. What I love about what you did right there is that your first 2 words were not, this is the usual first words of a segment. Yeah, so that's usually the first words that people say when they do a segment, even on a lot of national shows. Yeah, so, well, those are 4 very likely first words to a segment. Yeah, so, well, like, but that's not what you said. Listen to what you said.
Here with some ways that you can be proactive in protecting yourself. This is very scary, I gotta tell you.
It's very scary. Hidden cameras are being found everywhere. Airbnbs, hotel rooms, dressing rooms, public restrooms. They're just everywhere. Just because you're in a room alone, assume you're still being watched. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Just assume it.
You've got some actually proof that you can put a camera really anywhere.
Yeah, this is my personal favorite. All right. So it just looks like an old school kind of out of Mayberry alarm clock.
Yeah.
But right above the 12, there's a hidden camera that'll do 1080 right above the 12.
Yeah.
It'll do 1080p, motion activated, can record up to 35 hours of video. it's amazing.
All right, so this one is
This is a smoke detector.
okay.
Smoke detectors are everywhere, so I mean they just look like everyday occurrences. This is a USB charger, so right in the middle between the two USB devices is a little camera. We
Now,
have pens.
a pen. Yeah, I've got one of these here too. Same one.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
A little bit different, but it's right here in the clip, right? It's,
Okay.
some
Hard
of
to
them are in
see
the
them.
back.
Hard to see them.
Yeah, very, very hard.
This one is interesting. This you could put in your shirt and it becomes like a button. And then you just,
I kind of like that one, actually. It's kind of nice.
I hope Will Nobles
Something-
is still on this. I really hope Will. Are you still on this one, Will? Are you still watching?
Yeah, I am. Yep.
Good. Do you see how they're like picking up and using the props and demonstrating with the props? They're not just, the props are not just sitting there. They're being manipulated, and it's very interesting. I mean, I'm actually watching this. You can see that I'm genuinely curious about what's going on, and I'm really looking at this thing. Yes?
Yep.
Yeah, really good, Ed. Let's continue on.
That prop there, that button one,
The
Yep.
USBs.
Joe actually pulled that out of a bag. Like as we were getting ready to go to this segment, he goes, "Oh, I want to show this one. This one's mine. I found it's pretty cool." I'm like, okay. It's like, all right, whatever. That's fine.
Look, why is this such a cool segment? Because it's two guys who are looking at tech stuff, like hidden cameras and sneaky stuff that's all high-tech stuff. Obviously, two guys are going to be interested in this stuff. It's beautiful. I love it.
So how do you know, and is there some device that is out there that you can detect that there's a camera watching?
So this here is a little hidden camera detector and personal security device. So what happens is when you go into a room, the first thing you need to do is you fire up your cell phone, join the wireless network, and you can download a little app called Fing. And you Fing, like finger. It's like putting your finger on the network.
Okay.
It'll go out and find the devices on the wireless network. So, you know, if there's an Amazon TV or whatever, you can ignore that. But if you see some extra devices, you want to turn out the lights and you want to turn on your device here. And what happens is you just scan around the room. And when you hit a camera, it'll just light up like a little Christmas tree. It really works. It finds the infrared that's used for the night vision in the cameras.
I see.
Is really what it does.
Okay, but so now you have to have one of these to carry around with you.
Yeah, but this is pretty inexpensive, and it actually comes with another device. You can hang it from your door. So if somebody opens a door in your hotel room, Airbnb, it'll actually set off an alarm.
Gosh, what about the cable? Is there some trick to spotting a cable that might be taking your information too?
Unfortunately not. There's not a trick to detect it, but this is a USB Ninja cable. So it looks like a regular harmless USB cable, and it'll actually charge your phone if you plug into it. But it has one little hidden thing in there. This little ring, I can activate it. I can short it out, and I can be across the room. I can be wherever. And what happens is when I activate it, it'll actually start downloading data off your phone.
Oh, and so from this, you can take the data off the phone?
It actually stores it inside the camera, and then I can grab it. Or inside the cable, sorry.
All right, so bottom line, you know, it keeps getting more sophisticated as we go. So what is just the average person supposed to do in order to protect themselves?
Well, when you're walking through an airport and, you know, you see cables hanging out the wall, or if you're at a convention, you see cables, you just want to do a quick charge, never use a strange cable, right? Unless you have the cable condom, which actually does exist. And basically what it does is it goes in between the cable, and then you use your existing cable, and it breaks that connection. So all it does is allow the power to go through.
So here's the bottom line, I guess, is you just have to be very aware of where you are at all times anymore, because somebody's out and they're trying to watch you.
All right, I want you to stop here, okay? Then I want you to really make more of a big deal of it. Now, whenever you see and you're thinking about grabbing a quick charge off some random cable that you see plugged into a USB outlet, don't do it unless you have a cable condom. And the funny thing is that when I started doing this segment, when I started researching it and putting it together, there was no such thing as a cable condom, but now there is a cable condom for USBs. And what that does is it's something you attach to the USB and you put it in between the USB and your device, and that will knock out the ability of a USB ninja cable to steal your data.
Okay.
Make
I actually
more
forgot my I forgot my condom at my place, so but it's in my prop bag now, so I won't forget it again.
And you should say, and by the way, if you're married, guys, this is the only kind of condom that you're allowed to carry and not get in trouble with your wife. But honey, it's a USB condom.
This little device here is called a pineapple. So what this is, it's a mobile hotspot. I can, I charge it up. I can walk around. I actually took this to Vegas, and within 10 minutes, I had so many people connected to my device, it actually crashed it. Whoa. But once you connect to my device, all your data is transmitted through here, and I can store it. I can take whatever I want from it.
Ed, I wish we had more time. This is fascinating and scary at the same time. Absolutely.
You got to be aware of your surroundings, and, you just have to make sure you stay safe.
All right, Ed, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate the time. All right. Ooh, he got me. We're back after this.
Hey, man, that was a great segment. That was a great segment. Really, really good. I know that you felt like that he liked you. What is your, looking back on this segment, watching this segment now together, what do you think you did right and what do you think you could have done better?
Well, I should have had all my props there for one.
That's always good.
I need a better, I could have done a better offboarding. I could have came up with something a little better, a little
dismount.
Quicker. And I have no idea why. Yeah, dismount. And I really have no idea why I shook his hand.
Yeah, I don't encourage shaking hands. I don't encourage that. A lot of people are anti-shaking hands, and rather than have it be uncomfortable. But here's the thing you could say. You could say, hey, it's the Wild West out there, especially when it comes to tech. So remember and be safe.
Okay.
Or you could just say, or you could just say, hey, it's the Wild West out there, especially when it comes to tech.
Okay. Well, I have two segments next week, Monday and Tuesday in Sacramento, so I'll work on it.
Good. Hey, man, this is really good. One thing you should also say to the producers when you're doing this is, unfortunately, a lot of the props that we're using are very small. Now, I'll try to hold them still, but I think it'd be good for you to have a handheld camera and a guy who can come real close up to take a look at this stuff, because it is very miniaturized today.
I actually tried that before. I told him I would just hold it up. And Joe's like, no, we just want to put it on the table. And then they started doing all those weird camera angles from on top and everything else. That was, I wanted to hold him, and he kept trying to grab him too. He wanted to play with them a little bit.
Yeah, of course. All guys are going to want to touch this stuff. Very good. Yeah. Hey, man, how many segments have you done now?
I think that's probably my 8th, somewhere around there.
8th? Well,
and I have 2, 3, 4, 5 more booked.
Great. So that's 13. Far. Okay. Well, you got your work cut out for you. I want you to definitely become a member of the 21 Club this year.
Yeah, I think the segment, I can get on a lot of shows. So.
Oh yeah, dude, you really can. And you got to make hay while the sun is shining, and you got to hustle your celebrity. What does that mean? When you're going to these cities, when you're in Sacramento, you should be drumming up some meetings. Hey, Mr. Business Owner, we've been talking. I see you've been on my email list for a long time. I don't know if you're aware that I'm going to be on Fox Sacramento next week. And I thought as long as I'm in town, maybe I would come into your facility. I see you're like a firm that does like between 6 and 14 million a year in sales. that's really my sweet spot in terms of the companies that I service, and I'd love to come in and see what's going on and how I might be able to help you. See that?
Well, I have confirmed in Atlanta 2 existing clients and a new prospect.
Good.
That I'm meeting with while I'm in Atlanta.
Good.
And when I go to Greenville, it's a short drive up to Asheville. I'm going to go see another client up there too.
Good. Well, get some new
Trying
clients.
to work it.
Get some prospects that you can transform into clients so we can boost your revenues and get some, like, look, you know, Will Nobles, God bless him, I bust his chops, but the guy is attributing millions of dollars of new revenues to this kind of stuff. And you should be too.
Okay. I'll work it.
This is about, dude, this is about having more confidence. This is about becoming a better speaker. This is about, you know, bursting through who am I. This is about all these things. But what it's really about these are $1 million Zimbabwe reserve notes, okay? This is about $1 million American notes. These are real $1 million Zimbabwe notes. This is $5 million of Zimbabwe money right here, real money.
Is that like $5?
It's probably like 5 cents. But what this is really about is about stacking one thing on top of another so that you are making more money. American money, not Zimbabwe money. And the only way you're going to make more money in America is by getting in front of prospects who are impressed that you're a celebrity on the morning news and transforming them into customers who are giving you credit cards and paying their bills every month. That's what this is really all about. And on that note,
I'll give you, I had a new prospect here in Phoenix that wanted to meet me on Monday. When I was in Palm Springs, I said, I'm going to do a TV appearance. And they were cool. And I don't know, it was like a couple hours later, I got a call from the owner. Asked me about my appearance. He goes, I need help with this project, but we're going to talk, you know, when you're back in town, because I want to talk to you about more things I need done. I'm like, all right, cool. But yeah, it took like 2 hours and he called back. And they called me, so it was kind of cool.
That sounds great.
To talk about the TV appearances. Yeah.
Good. I want to hear all about that, and I want you to close that guy into a big fat contract and rack up some more revenues. Okay?
All right.
All right, good. And there's Captain Rocky.
Me too.
Captain Rocky with his new hot wife, with the beautiful hair and the teeth. Jeez.
Hi, everybody. Hi.
Listen to Captain Rocky. Hey, everybody. Hey, Minnie's doing great, and she's looking great, as I'm sure you're aware.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. Well, I think that's going to, now that we've had Captain Rocky, we can really wrap it up. I think we've done everything we needed to do on this webinar, including Captain Rocky's guest appearance. Is there anything you want to share with everybody here, Captain Rocky?
No, it's great listening. I just heard Ed talking. I saw a little bit of his show. Excellent. Great job. And I think you're right. Winnie's doing a fantastic job.
Thank you.
I'm so proud of her.
100%. We're all proud of her. And I'm proud of all of you, especially those of you who are making the cold calls and booking yourself on cold shows. That's what is going to make the difference. That's how you're going to get to 21 Club. And for those of you who are wondering what the hell is the 21 Club, there's this exclusive restaurant in New York City. It's called 21 Club. Let's put that in, 21 Club. The 21 Club restaurant. Legendary Speakeasy 21, a bar and restaurant in New York that's quite unlike any other. 21 Club restaurant. There it is.
Oh, wow.
That's the place. And where where whining and dining meets pure theater. 21 first rang with laughter during Prohibition. Today, this former speakeasy still tops New York's social scene. Everyone who's anyone has to make an entrance at the iconic 21, from the 35 multicolored jockeys lining the steps to the 5 stories of restaurants, even spaces, and bars within. A visit here is about more than dining. It's an adventure into the imagination, and most of all, it's about sheer entertainment and sophisticated fun. The 21 Club. I'm looking forward to taking you to the 21 Club, my friends, because that's the goal. When you hit 21, you become my guest. You just got to show up in New York City, and we will go have an amazing meal there together and celebrate your success. And I'm looking forward to doing that with many of you in 2020, hoping that many of you in 2020 will become members of 21. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Good night.
Thank you.